Okay, if everyone would raise your hands, please, for Steve Clifford, we will get started. First question goes to Tim Reynolds, Associated Press.
Cliff, outside of health, what's the priorities for tonight? What, in a perfect world, what do you take out of this game other than getting everybody out of it healthy?
Yeah, I mean, obviously health. What I'd like to see is pace offensively. With I'm being realistic about purpose. I want to get a feel for where we're at conditioning wise. And then our offense is ahead of our defense because we spent a lot more time on it. But the last 2 days, I think particularly our pick and roll defense, which they'll run a ton of tonight, I just want to see where we're at with that too.
Do you feel as though, I know you're obviously a defense first guy, do you feel as though concentrating on offense a little bit more now, there's still enough time for the defense to catch up?
Yeah, but I mean, you always want to I think that you always want offense and defense to develop at a similar rate. I mean, to win in this league, regular season or postseason, it's always balanced play. And, offense is a lot harder to get good at than defense is. So, shockingly, I know you guys won't realize this, our teams have always spent a lot more time on offense early in camp.
Thanks, Cliff. I don't believe that, but thank you.
Dan Savage,
I respect that, Tim.
Cliff, in comparison to other years where you might have a little bit more of training camp, you'd have all of September, what percentage of offense in comparison, defense are installed in comparison to some of those prior years where you've had a longer ramp up?
Yeah, I don't know about a definite percentage, but not close at all. And yet the biggest thing is it's interesting. I spent some time yesterday, not crazy, but watching the last 2 times we played Atlanta last year. And even as talented as these guys are, watching where guys were at with their individual games at that stage, it was like game 54 and game 58 compared to where they're at now. It's night and day. And, we've had 6 practices and then they had about, I guess, a month of working out. So, I think what we've done, I feel comfortable with it because, you have to execute in this league to win, but guys have to be in rhythm. That's where it starts. So the one thing I figured out last night was watching where they were at last year is no matter what we do tonight, we're going to continue to do a lot of 5-on-5 work when we get back to practicing.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Steve, what will your starting lineup look like, and then what kind of minutes are you sort of looking at, for those guys, going tonight?
So we'll go Markel, Evan, Dwayne, AG, and Vooch. AG won't be able to play as many minutes as the other guys because he's had some, I don't think significant, well, not significant. I mean, he's been able to practice every day, but he hasn't been able to do everything we've done in practice. So he'll be around 16 minutes. The other 4 guys will be around 24, 25 minutes. MCW will be similar to that. Cole will be close to that. Kim will play significant minutes. Gary will play significant minutes. Chuma will play 11 to 14 minutes. And all the other guys will get in the game. I think that's everybody.
We'll go to Danny Thompson, 3-point conversion.
Coach Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. The first game's at home tonight. I know you spent time in the bubble, but how do you prepare your players going into a building where you're at home, but there are no fans to make it feel like home?
Yeah, we're actually on the road tonight.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. No, but your question is still, to me, I think the same thing is, here what they're doing is they're only allowing in like friends and family. So it'll be a very small crowd. So the atmosphere will be obviously significantly different than what guys are used to in an arena. And I think that's going to be one of the valuable aspects of playing these 4 exhibition games is, guys had, just like in the bubble, we had to get used to a different type environment. And I think these 4 games will hopefully allow us to see what the regular season is going to be like in these big arenas also.
Let's go to Aaron Goldstone.
Thanks. Coach, it was reported that you reached out to Coach Pierce and you guys talked about, in these next 2 games, what you were looking for. Is there anything you could share with us specifically as far as what you're looking for from Atlanta, as far as certain looks to help you guys out or vice versa, what they're looking at in certain game situations?
Yeah, most of it actually, Aaron, centered around pressing and playing zone. That's kind of what we did in the bubble also. Like, our 2, you guys may remember, our 2 scrimmages in the bubble were Clippers-Lakers. So then I talked to both Doc and Frank, and, I thought it was worthwhile where, again, you don't want to come in like you're trying to trick somebody in an exhibition game, And so when we spoke, we talked about, we've played some zone at last year. They played some zone. They've pressured some. We're going to pressure some. So for us, it's not going to be as much tonight. It's going to be Sunday night where I want to start sprinkling in the zone. But that's really more what we talked about. And, my plan is to call JB on Monday before we play Charlotte and do a similar thing.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Steve, how is James Ennis with his toenail? And sorry to get so specific about someone's toenail, but does he have like a ingrown toenail or what's going on there, in other words?
Yeah, actually his toenail's fine. This is a calf issue. He got kicked and then, it got aggravated when he was running up and down the floor in practice yesterday. So the toenail's better. And, right now we're just saying he's day to day. So, he got treatment twice today, I think, or he's in there now. And, we just got to be careful with him. Luckily, he's one of the guys, he's in really good condition. So, he'll have to, he doesn't want to lose that, but he's ahead of the game in my opinion right now.
Okay, let's go to Christos Saltis in Greece.
Hello, Coach.
Hello.
I'd like to ask you, you have played, the last time you have played was in August, late August. How excited you are that you're going to play, you're going to back in action after 3.5 months? And what do you expect to see from your players tonight?
No, it's great to be playing again for sure. And you could sense it even this morning. We just did it like a ballroom walkthrough in the hotel. But you can tell guys are anxious to play and start to play against other teams. And what I'm really looking for is, again, like pace up and down the floor. We want to play quickly with as much purpose as possible. And then I'm hoping, again, our pick and roll defense, which Atlanta is a terrific pick and roll team. And we want to, we're going to try to do some different things with Trey Young, which will be challenging, but I think it'll give us a good feel for where we're at with our pick and roll defense also.
Back to Dan Savage.
If I know the development of your rookies is just, one element of things you have to worry about, throughout a preseason as you ramp up for the regular season. But without a summer league, do you in a way almost have to give those guys more game experience since they missed out, on a whole summer league and all that time?
Well, not at the expense of, everybody has to develop, right? So, you again, to me, that's, you don't prioritize by how old they are. You prioritize by, I want to win on the 23rd. So I've talked to all of them individually. I'm going to coach to win, and those guys will be developed. We play 72 games. Like I've told you, I'm high on these guys. I think our younger players, if we're going to be a surprise team, we'll be right in the middle of it. But again, it's not just game time is not how they get better. There's a lot of ways to get better. Practicing the right way, you get better. Learning how to earn game time, you get better. So that's the way we're going to do it. I've told all of them that, really the 3 of them, Chuma, Cole and Dwayne. I'm looking at him as a younger player too. They're all going to be in the mix. And again, my feeling is the best way for a guy to play well is to feel good about himself. And a lot of times, I think what we do is, we just throw guys out there and let them play no matter if they're playing well or poorly. And then at the end of 3 years, you say, you know what? We didn't give that guy a chance because we gave him too big a role. And we're not going to do that with these guys.
Any other questions for Coach Clifford? All right. Thanks, Cliff.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time.